So my St. Patrick's Day video already aired, and by the time you watch this, it's probably going to be April. But it is St. Patrick's Day today, so I'm going to do an Irish flag look while I talk about what it's like to live with an alpha male. Now, it doesn't have to be a male. Anyone who identifies as an alpha, this might pertain to you. So if you want to get ready with me and know how I cope with my alpha, keep watching. Alright, so I zoomed you in so you can see what I'm doing. Got my little unicorn headband going. Got the new sign in the background. What do you think? It looks pretty cool, right? I like it. In the meantime, thank you so much for joining me. I'll be using my mirror. I'm going to try not to get it right in front of my face, but to hold it here so you can see me. So I've already done my foundation, my eyebrows, I've done my contour, I've done my blush. So I don't have a lot to say on the subject, so I'd probably finish talking before I finish my makeup, and therefore I got a head start. So we're going to go ahead and jump in. I have not done my highlighter, so we're going to start with that. So I'm going to start with my highlighter. If you want to know what products I'm using, they're in the description box below. Alright, so the first thing you need to know about living with an alpha is they love sports. Now this can be any sports, but usually it's contact sports. The more hitting, crashing, banging, punching, the better. Now my alpha male, he's fairly reasonable. He likes basketball and hockey, which I also love basketball and hockey, but he knows that I prefer these games to be more in person. I'm not big on watching a lot on TV, although I do watch basketball sometimes if my Dubs are playing. But the one that there is no compromise on, the one that I must suffer every year, is the dreaded football. When NFL season starts, it's no holds barred. I become the bedroom hostage. Why the bedroom? Because that's where the other TV is, and if I want to watch anything, I'm exiled into the bedroom. But oh no, this is not enough. No. He also joins a fantasy football league every year called I Like Big TDs. From September through February, I become a football widow. Now, it's not enough that my husband subjects me to this and abandons me in favor of his favorite teams. Oh no, he invites all his other alpha male friends over, and they will scream at obnoxiously high decibels, incoherently.
Go. Pass it. Wait. Who are you passing it to? What? Where's the flag?
Oh,
come
what?
on,
No,
man.
what? That was not a flag. Come on. Weak.
That man needs to get laid.
At the television, as if the players and coaches can actually hear them. It's somewhat of a very terrifying experience, to be quite frank with you. You want romance? This is Ridgemont, Stacy. We can't even get cable TV here. Seriously. You want gifts, little gifts, flowers for no particular reason? You might be with the wrong person. I mean, you live with an alpha. Where's your friggin' head? Now, this isn't to say that my husband never thinks about me or brings me flowers or anything, but usually if he brings me flowers for any occasion that is not my birthday, our anniversary, or something special, I get rainbow dyed daisies bought from my local grocery store. Now, this is thoughtful on his part. He doesn't generally bring me flowers for no particular reason. So I will smile and tell him how much I love them, because I love the idea of it. I love the thought. I love that he considered me enough to want to do this for me. Do I like rainbow dyed daisies? Not particularly. Daisies are very happy flowers, but they look kind of sad when they're dyed hot pink. Now, like I said, my husband does do romantic things for me, but this took years and years of training. It is not his natural instinct, and it may not be your alpha's either. What is my alpha's idea of a romantic night? Dinner at a very fancy restaurant. My alpha, and yours maybe too, is very motivated by food. And then perhaps if I'm lucky and we don't come straight home after the meal, we might stop off at his favorite sports watering hole to watch whatever game is on and get a drink or two. That's it. That's romance. Your alpha is also very, very aggressive. They've got loads of testosterone going and often looking to get into a fight. And it doesn't take much, so don't provoke it. Let me give you an example. We were at karaoke one night at our local favorite watering hole, and this gentleman was banging his foot really loudly every time somebody sang on the bar. It was irritating. It bothered the hell out of me. And I am never one to stay silent. So I went ahead and spoke up and told him that it was bothering me. Well, the gentleman was quite inebriated, and he didn't say much to me at first. But then he starts going around talking to the people who are singing and asking if it bothered them, which of course they said it didn't. I never said it bothered them. I said I found it annoying. He comes back a few minutes later and says, I asked people, and they aren't bothered by it at all. I told him, I never said you were. They were. I said I was. And my husband looks at him and says, man, dude, it's over. It doesn't matter. And the guy kind of nods and walks away, and then comes back a little bit later and says, no, you know what? It's not over. My husband then stands up and looks at him dead in the eye and says, it can be over real fast. The man kind of wobbled away in fear. Your alpha male will generally be walking around with a huge chip on his shoulder and looking for something, so looking for a fight to get into. So if you don't want that to happen, or you don't have huge stockpiles of cash lying around for bail money, I would recommend you kind of learn to check your mouth. I have a hard time with it. Take my advice. Sensitivity is also a trait your alpha does not particularly possess. Now, this is not to say they can't be trained, and I will absolutely address that in a future video. But for the most part, they're not very sensitive. Your alphas are generally cavemen. What is it they see when you're hurting? It's not that they don't care, but they see woman broken, fix woman. If you just want an oh poor baby or a shoulder to cry on, you're not going to get that from your alpha without years and years of training. I recommend you talk to a girlfriend. Physical contact is also very important to your alpha male. Now, granted, this is not to say that in most relationships physical contact is not important, even if they're not romantic, be it the touch of a hand, a hug, some sort of small physical gesture. It's very comforting and soothing, and we as humans crave it. But it's different with your alpha. With your alpha, physical contact is often about exerting their alphaness. And I'm speaking, of course, of the dreaded ass smack. Now, it isn't always a smack. It can be a pinch or a tap or a rub, but they have some innate magnetic pull toward your butt. This is very, very important to your alpha male, and I would not recommend trying to train this out of them. Heartache can only follow. If you don't like your bottom being groped, then an alpha may not be for you. And for the record, I can attest firsthand that the TikTok legging ads are not exaggerated. If you love your alpha, get a pair. Babe!
TikTok leggings.
While we're on the subject of physical contact, sex is extremely important to your alpha. Your alpha has quite a sex drive. Now, it doesn't mean it's not important to others in a relationship. Sex is very important, but some people are more attached to it than others, and it isn't the end-all, be-all crux. But your alpha feels most connected to you when they are having sexual relations. This is both a blessing and a curse, because your alpha prides themselves on their prowess and their ability to please their partner. Your alpha is an alpha. They take control. They are not selfish lovers. That's a whole different discussion. We'll talk about that another time if you want to. So for the most part, with your alpha partner, it's satisfaction guaranteed. Blessing and a curse. What's the curse? The curse is sheer exhaustion. You will be wiped out. There are times I'm like, honey, one more time and you're going to put me in the hospital, I swear.
Good game, babe.
Expect to go to work very, very tired, feel wrung out like a wet towel. And sometimes there may be 1 or 2 urgent care visits. Make sure you have a safe word. So I'm going to go ahead and do my lashes and liner off camera. And then I'll come back and we'll wrap this up. Alright, so I did my lashes and my eyeliner off camera. I also did my lip liner because I can't talk and do a lip liner. I can put lipstick on, but I can't talk and do lip liner at the same time. So just to finish up, these are only some of the key points that I've experienced living with my alpha. If you're also living with an alpha, do me a favor. Put your comments and your personal experiences below. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm really excited that you're here. I hope you had a good time. Put it in the comments. Let me know what it's like living with your alpha. In the meantime, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, hit the notification bell to find out when I drop content, and leave comments. It really helps grow the channel, and I'm trying to give you guys what you said you wanted to see. This was a Get Ready With Me. Happy St. Patrick's Day, many months late, or many weeks late, and stay magical.